Hi, Amber.
Hi, Megan.
Welcome to Bad Movies Rock.
Why, thank you, Megan. Megan, welcome to Bad Movies Rock, where sometimes we don't record an episode when we think we're going to record an episode, but then we record it later, and sometimes we just, skip weeks, because that's just what happens. Okay, people? That's just sometimes what happens.
Yeah.
Life is unexpected. Amber. It comes at you like pow, and sometimes when you zig, you zag, and then kafloomp.
Yeah, I think you summed it up really nicely there, Amber. Kafloomp indeed.
Keep your expectations low. If you've learned anything from the hosts here at BMR, it's keep your expectations low.
And if you keep those expectations low, you will be delighted by the little things that are just like come just above like that like average line, All of a sudden, something peeks its head over, like, okay, and you're like, that's amazing!
Yeah, like, imagine you've been in a dark, lightless, cold, dank space.
Yep.
Maybe your whole life, maybe just for several hours.
Amber, got it? Yes, I got it. Yeah,
sorry,
I'm right there.
She's
I'm
already
right
there. Okay, cool.
Yep.
And then, like, imagine just a little, like, half-dead firefly suddenly makes its way into your cell. That motherfucker is brighter than a supernova from your perspective.
Yeah. You make a good point, because, like, it would have to be that half-dead lightning bug, because if you saw the sun, it would be blinding.
It would blind you. You. And then you'd never see light again.
Yeah, it's true.
So here at BMR,
yes,
let us be your half-dead lightning bug in the darkness.
It's beautiful, Amber. It's beautiful.
We're not going to guide you out of the dark. Oh, no. We're going to help you find a way to delight in it.
Just get cozy. Just get cozy in that dark.
Get cozy. You don't have to wear clothes. It's dark. Dark, find the silver lining.
Mm-hmm. Find that smooth rock, the one that like's not too jagged, that you can just kind of curl up on.
Oh, cuddle rock.
Although, Amber, saying all of that, like this movie is a little bit of a blinding sun.
Oh, this is one of them. They're movies where we don't have to do too much work.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I saved it for last, Megan, as part of the glorious Jet Li American cinema trilogy.
Yep, this catastrophe that Amber, little baby Mamber. Little baby Amber
made up happening?
I don't know. You made up in your brain, Amber.
Apparently when I was a child, we just added letters to my name haphazardly to denote my smallness.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Incorrectly as well. Yes. Yeah. Amber, we got to it. We got to Kiss of the Dragon.
I love this movie. And I'm happy to say I still feel comfortable loving this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was a little concerned, that modern day Amber would be too mad at it about some things. But, nope. As it turns out, my rage at any one particular thing is not able to outweigh my delight at the majority of everything else.
Because it does have, it has sex workers in it. It has, it could go terribly wrong.
Terribly wrong, Megan.
Yeah.
So terribly, terribly wrong when the only female characters in your movie are all, literally, sex workers.
Yes. That's good. The daughter wasn't.
Yeah, but she's not a woman. She's a girl.
Right. She was a child.
She's a small child. Although...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Megan.
Amber.
Oh, that's right. I'm doing a thing before you do
your
your thing
I was
now.
wondering
this
if
is
you
terrible.
would.
Okay. Let's start with Metacritic.
Okay.
Kiss of the Dragon. Jet Li plays Liu Juan, China's top government agent who arrives in Paris from Shanghai to carry out a sensitive, top-secret mission. It's descriptive enough to whet your appetite, tells you nothing about the actual movie.
Yeah, no, that's the like first 10 minutes of the movie. But yes, okay.
Fine,
Sure.
It gives you an entrance. It gives you a sense of what might eventually.
Yeah, without spoiling anything. Yeah, sure.
Here's a door. You can tell the interior is not currently on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what this is giving you.
Not currently.
IMDb. A betrayed intelligence officer enlists the aid of a prostitute to prove his innocence from a deadly conspiracy while returning a favor to her.
Okay, so that one deals with the last 10 minutes of the movie.
Yes, it does. We've quite literally bookended the film.
Yep, great.
One just kind of gives away everything. And also, so we've included prostitute.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and
into
that,
our secret agent man thing. All right. And then always my favorite.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Amazon, right?
Amazon. Mm-hmm. HD. Jet Li takes... I don't know why the HD is there. It's just there, and I said it. I don't think I've ever seen HD just be there in the description, but it is.
Yep.
HD.
Okay, good.
Jet Li takes on a city full of corrupt cops with the help of a good-hearted hooker in this high-intensity martial arts thriller.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yup.
Yikes.
Why do they never disappoint, Megan?
I mean, I do feel like the what did it what did it say? High octane thriller? No, what did it say?
High intensity.
High intensity.
High intensity.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the good-hearted hooker that really gets me. I like that we go from no mention,
right,
to prostitute,
right,
to hooker.
Just go for it. Yeah.
And I feel like this kind of encapsulates a bit of the center of the movie in the way that the others didn't, by saying he's taking on a full city, of corrupt cops.
Yes.
With a sidekick.
Yes, he does.
With a sidekick hooker.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like we already know everything about this movie, but Megan, I feel like you can kind of bring it all together for us.
Yeah.
Maybe find your own spin.
Well, Amber, let me bring this all together by saying that this is actually a story about an evil custom agent who pulls the strings behind.
How did I forget?
Clandestine going-ons.
Wow. Mm-hmm. This is what happens when we don't record the same day we watch the movie. I forget Megan's shenanigans.
Yeah, that's on you, Amber.
Sorry, Megan. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Please tell me about the corrupt customs agent.
Oh, yeah. Jet Li meets him when he first comes into the country, comes into France. And this actor looks so evil. He's just got to be behind everything. And everything in this movie is so clandestine that, like, it had to be set up from as soon as he got into the country, Amber. That's the only thing that explains all of it. Okay, so the customs agent, who we never see again. Nope. Nor has been in any other movies ever again. Yes, Amber.
Sure, he was behind everything.
Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind when I tell this story, okay?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Yep. So we've heard that Jet Li is a Chinese intelligence officer who is sent to Paris to, I guess, arrest a Chinese mob boss in like coalition with the Paris officers. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like what you learn is that it doesn't matter. We don't care.
No.
It is a reason for him to be framed.
It's a reason for him to be there and be framed, right? So essentially, Checky Cario plays this very yelly, corrupt Paris police inspector, who then kills Mr. Big. He first tries to kill Mr. Big, is the mobster. He tries to have two sex workers kill him, but then he comes in and kills them himself. Is that true? He put them up to it?
I think the joyous sex worker that you love and we'll talk about does...
She's so good.
She's pretty much done the job.
Yeah.
But he finishes him off.
Right, because Jet Li comes in and tries to save Mr. Big, and then, Jackie Cario has to come in and finish the job.
But it seems like that might have been the plan the whole time.
Yeah.
As he uses Jet Li's smuggled gun.
Yes.
To finish the man off.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, intrigue on intrigue.
Intrigue, yes. So, yeah, I mean, and the rest of the movie is Jet Li trying to clear his name. He ends up finding the sex worker who was not killed in the room, kind of finding out about her story. We find out that Jackie Cario brought her from...
Oh, we'll talk about this.
Oh, boy.
It's amazing.
Whole wonderful backstory. He has her kids, so that's why she has to keep working for him. And then Jet Li tries to, or has to save her daughter before she will help clear his name. And it's just beautiful, Amber.
It's an excuse for amazing martial arts set pieces that are filmed adequately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And honestly, honestly, freaking frankly, okay, the dialogue is ridiculous, yes, but the acting, to my mind, pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
There are some lovely moments that are well acted by Mr. Lee.
Yeah, and I should say Bridget Fonda plays the sex worker that he works with. So, you know, she's...
I believe it's the good-hearted hooker, according to...
oh, boy. Okay, Amazon.
She's a good-hearted hooker. She's got a good heart, Megan. She's dumb as a fucking post, but she's got a good heart.
She does say that at some point. It's like, I might be stupid, but I'm not that stupid. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Secret agent man, framed, gotta clear his name, run around Paris, city of corrupt cops.
Yep.
I don't think there's a single good cop in the bunch, or maybe Chucky Carrio is just so charismatic that they all...
I mean, that must be part of... I mean, like, how could you not fall in love with that yelling man, Amber?
He's passionate, Megan. He's so passionate about justice and pimping.
Yeah, pimping and
drugs, I guess, maybe?
Drugs, and also being very, very, you know, cat and mouse clandestine stuff. And then, like, it's just... So it's gotta... Anyway. Amber, what do the critics have to say about this movie?
You know, there were a lot of positive reviews, actually. There was 100% review from the San Francisco Chronicle. Thank you, Bob Graham. It's a bit much, sir, but thank you. But the critical consensus is 58. The user score, 82.
Oh, yeah, that's what it should be. The tomato meter is at 52 for the critics and 68 for the audience.
What are you... What?
Low. Too low.
Too low, audience.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you even watching this movie if you're not going to love it?
Yeah.
This is not a movie that people are just like, wow, this is one for everybody. We're all going to love this. Let's all go, oh, what is this? Kicking? Punching? Oh, my goodness. Not on my watch, good sir. These fisticuffs simply will not do. At least be a proper pugilist. Have at thee.
Fight with your words, Amber, not with your fists. Come on.
Let's have a good poetry off. Pish posh.
Poetry off. Let's play a game of billiards and something else.
We can racquetball away these feelings.
Yeah.
But we'll keep the hookers.
Oh, well, so long as they're good-hearted, Amber.
So long as they're good-hearted. And, gosh, I hope they're plucky. Are they plucky?
Oh, they're plucky as hell.
Wow. So, in general, and so this movie followed Romeo Must Die, which is the second one that we have covered. And they listened to what the fans said.
Yes.
The script was actually this is based on a story by Jet Li, which was then developed into a screenplay by the problematic and inconsistent Luc Besson, and then directed by someone else entirely, Chris Nahan, who I think at the time was mostly known for commercials and music videos.
Okay.
Everybody starts somewhere. They basically heard don't use wires so much, and they didn't. And they filmed the action scenes better. Not amazingly. I feel like there was still a bit too much chop and screwing to really fight the action very well. Film the fight action very well. But it's still there, and it's still cool, and it's still great. And there's so much less unrealistic use of CGI and nonsense, and the critics definitely gave it props for that.
Right.
Most of the upset amongst them was the script and the plot. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But it's not terrible. It's not terrible. If you immerse yourself in it, Amber, and you can take delight in Chucky Carrio's yelling, then and
the ridiculous clandestineness of go to this place, now go to this place, now go to this place. Now couldn't I have just gone here? Couldn't you just have the person at the front tell me to go here, since clearly everybody in this place is working for you and somehow undercover?
Right. Yeah. That felt like it had to be a joke.
It seemed like a joke, but it's also not one that we were made privy to. And later on we decided we'll get there, but they fine if you want to poke at it for that. Although I'd kind of say, where are you when you're giving the Fast and Furious movies fucking 60 and 70%? If you have a problem with fucking dialogue and plot holes, then what are you doing there? I guess you're giving it all of those numbers for the spectacle. And I'm sorry, this movie's got spectacle in a spades.
Yes, it does.
And then things I hated the most were like jabs at Lee's performance, that he's flat, he's colorless, and stiff as a panel of sheetrock, according to Cody Clark of Mr. Showbiz.
Okay, someone needs to calm the heck down.
To be fair, they also went after Cario, who said that every syllable is an overdrive. True, but is that a bad thing? And that Fonda seems trapped in the midst of a failed screen test for Pretty Woman 2. Okay.
Yeah.
It's thrilling. It's lively, but dumb. Mm-hmm. One mentions sexism. I don't disagree.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you for mentioning it. I'm just saying, thank you for mentioning it. Thank you for one person mentioning it. Thank you, Lisa Alspector of Reader, for mentioning it.
Yeah, for yes, absolutely.
If you want to give it a 50 because of the dumb sexist bullshit, cool. Thank you. But if you're going to give it a freaking 20 because you don't like Jet Li's acting, which, again, was freaking great, while he was also being an amazing martial arts master. So,
what one pull quote is, Jet Li film is not for kids. Oh, you think this R-rated film is not for kids? Strange.
Thank you for that information. Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But again, lots and lots of positive reviews, including A.O. Scott gave it a positive. He gave it 70.
Okay, A.O. Scott. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
But then he said that Mr. Lee will come out Kiss of Dragon smelling like a rose. The combat couldn't be better. But next time around, he should leave the script to more capable hands. Mm-hmm. So, of course, he still insulted Jet Li for the story.
Mm-hmm. A.O. Scott.
Again, even when he gets it right, he gets it wrong. You know? Mm-hmm. Is the story great? No. But does it showcase amazing things? Yes. Gotta take digs at people. And frankly, does he know how much of this is Jet Li versus Luc Besson? Because Besson did the screenplay, okay?
Yes, yeah.
But
and
he's not...
There are clear...
Oh, there's Besson's dirty digits all up in this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
So it's really difficult to parse like how much is pulled from Jet Li and how much is Luc Besson doing his... Every woman is an object / sex worker. You know what? Why don't we actually just make that literally true this time? Yeah. Why don't we take off the trappings?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's just I don't know why. It's interesting to me that A.O. Scott would mention Jet Li as the one who wrote the story, but not the screenplay, but not mention Besson, who actually is a very experienced writer.
Yeah.
Did the actual screenplay and the treatment. But somehow we're calling out Lee. Is it because, well, he's an actor, he's not a writer, so he's stupid, and he made a stupid movie? You can go straight to hell, A.O. Scott.
Yes, it's true.
And ultimately, a lot of the reviews were very positive.
Yes, yes.
Even though the score does not, like the aggregate doesn't really, I feel like, reflect the actual fun of this movie very well.
Mm-hmm.
And only one person noted the sexism.
Yeah.
Thank you, white men, for being cool with all the characters being sex workers.
Right.
And Bridget Fonda's backstory being pure nonsense.
Pure nonsense and tragic nonsense.
But also hilarious. I mean, it's bad, but it's funny. Okay. Megan, this movie opens in the most cliched way possible.
Yes. With
rabbits eating a dead rabbit.
Oh, God, that's right. How did I forget that?
Because it has nothing to do with anything, and yet it's the first thing you see.
Yeah, it's a close-up of cute little bunnies, and then there's a dead one, and then this other one's licking blood off its paws. And then it's done, and then there's literally, yes, you said that. Nothing. It has nothing to do with any more of the movie. And then we cut to, I believe, the plane with Jet Li coming in.
Mm-hmm. And, meeting, apparently, according to Megan, the mastermind of this whole movie.
Yes, this customs agent, Amber. He gives Jet Li such a look. Such a look.
It's just called being French, Megan. Really, the opening is just to show us that Jet Li has swagger for motherfucking days.
Yeah, he's wearing this black suit with a black, like, collarless shirt underneath it. It's very becoming.
Just picking up his luggage, walking to the place, taking a cab ride, jamming out to some reggae music.
Yep.
With a friendly cabbie. Meeting his sleeper contact on a street just filled with sex workers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that won't come up later. And then getting to the hotel for his clandestine meeting. Just chill as hell. He is James Bond.
Yeah.
But better.
Yes. Oh my God. I'd watch that.
I'd watch the hell out of that. He's got a secret gun in his luggage that's smoking for some reason. I don't know why.
Comes out a little compartment with like dry ice in it. I don't know.
If you make metal really cold, do metal detectors not see it?
Yeah, I mean, that must
Is that
be
a thing?
Right?
Maybe that's a thing, Megan. Maybe I'm not a secret agent. And then we have the first indication of this is a ridiculous movie because Jet Li gets to the hotel, goes to the front desk.
Yes.
He says, I'm looking for a letter from Mr. Smith. And the dude eyeballs him. He's like, Mr. Smith? Yeah. Racist. Oh, look, I have something for a Mr. Smith here. And he hands him an envelope. And the envelope has a piece of paper in it. And even the piece of paper says, bar.
Detailed instructions. Bar.
So he heads to the bar. But oh, the concierge puts a hand to his ear. It's like he's arrived. So
you knew, and why did you question him? Why did you get all uppity when he said there was a note?
So that was all part of your character. Well, my character would have been confused. I knew.
Yes.
I was expecting a man from China, but my character wouldn't have known.
Yeah, when I rolled my character has a low intelligence, and I'm just playing him the way he'd be.
So he goes to the bar.
Yes, what happens?
He gets a water. Mm-hmm. Does he get sparkling or flat, Megan?
Flat, Amber.
Makes sense. Don't want the bubbles to distract you.
Right.
Oh, and then a boisterous pilot sits next to him and proceeds to get drunk before getting off. And he's he likes Chinese food. And they have a lovely conversation. It's very one-sided. He's just talking at him. And then he's like, the bathroom. So this is part of it. He was the guy who was going to meet at the bar.
All right.
So so I guess he was also deep into character as a drunk pilot.
Right.
Who likes Chinese food and admires the use of chopsticks.
Right.
Okay.
And this guy rolled a really high like charisma, but you know, when you're picking your D&D character, they can have flaws, and his flaw was gets drunk all the time.
You were really in the RP level of this. I was thinking more in terms of just like actors, like actual actors playing, or like cops being given acting roles and just going a little bit too method for it. But you've gone Dungeons and Dragons, which is interesting in this scenario. So you think they rolled their characters like stats?
Yep.
When going undercover,
and you have to play them, remember?
In this police sting.
You know, it's the way to make these kind of things really interesting. Because if you play the same guy all the time, what's the fun in that?
I'm so confused by your reasoning right now. Anywho,
aren't we all?
He goes to the bathroom. Literally every person in that bathroom is also a part of this.
Yes, they are.
There's a man smoking in there. There are two guys in stalls that come out having just peed the second Jet Li comes. Well, I guess maybe they didn't pee because they went in stalls and there are urinals, or maybe they're just shy. I don't know. But they're all ready for him. They do once over. They take his passport. They take his gun. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Then they bring him up. Or not even up. They bring him to the kitchen.
They bring him to the kitchen, Ember.
They bring him to the kitchen. So we're now at a fourth location.
Yes.
If you consider the concierge desk, the bar, the bathroom, we are now in the kitchen.
Yes. Filled with people.
Filled with people.
With work, cooks and chefs and workers and waiters. Yep.
And we hear this sound, and oh man, it really sounds like fists thudding into flesh. And it is. Checky Cario.
Yep.
Checky Cario.
Wide open kitchen, not behind a door.
Yep. Inspector Richard beating the shit out of some random guy. So, okay. Jet Li takes it in stride. And then Checky Cario is finished beating this man into a bloody pulp. He hands him off to the twins.
Yes.
One is this very tall blonde man. I do not know the actor's name. I think it's, Didier Azoulay.
Yes.
And the other, so he holds up this man. He's a very large man, and he holds up the person Chicky Cario's been beating up. Oh, Inspector Richard, you violent bastard. And then the other twin, Cyril Raffaï, who, if you remember, Megan, was in District B13.
Yes.
I think murders him with a kick to the head.
It does seem like that.
So the big twin holds the guy up, and then the little twin kicks him in the head and snaps his neck.
Yeah, that's what it does seem like.
And this is our introduction to Inspector Richard, Jet Li's contact on the Parisian police force.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah. It's so, like, it's so much to get to that point, that the only way that I can view it as it is some sort of really good joke.
For me, it doesn't become a joke until we get to the next part.
Yes.
Because I guess this is just how it's done. It's very clandestine. Maybe people are watching and we have to keep it secret.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it moves into like peaceful surveillance. Jet Li's quietly in a lobby with an earpiece. Chicky Cario is in some command center on a different floor. We're watching Mr. Big. And then, who are these? Two lovely young women are walking up. Oh, I guess they're sex workers. Oh, here is their pimp. Oh, they want to take him up to heaven for sex times, and he's really into it. So he's like, I'm going up to the room. They're like, oh, but the meeting. He's like, fuck the meeting. Want sex.
Mm-hmm.
Very horny right now. Needs to happen.
Yep.
And Jelly's like, this isn't gonna. He has to meet his contact, or this isn't gonna work. I don't know what this is. They're trying to catch him doing something, I guess. I don't know. And then Chicky Carrier's like, it's just happening. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll still work out. So we're surveilling the room. The guy's getting hornier. Kicks his guys out. It's time to have sex with these two women. And it's going pretty well, you know? One of them's pretty joyful. One of them's pretty tentative, you know?
Right.
Bridget Fonda, very tentative. The joyful one, not Bridget Fonda.
I think it's Laura.
It's probably Lawrence Ashley.
Lawrence Ashley, because that's
literally the only other woman in the cast. Yeah.
Yeah. She is just a delight. She is taking so much fun in her job.
She's having so much fun.
She's so Bridget Fonda's obviously nervous here and like not into it and ends up feeling kind of sick and like just the Asia's just like having fun and like offers Bridget Fonda some drugs, and like the drugs just come out in a pill that she flips out of her like mouth that's on her tongue, and then you don't want any? Okay, more for me. And she puts the drugs down on the table and like rubs her face in it while she's sniffing it.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Meanwhile, Mr. Cal, Shake That Ass is playing in the background. She picked that music. She was like, this is gonna get it going. This is gonna get it going. And
she is shaking as she's doing her drug, like, I don't know, not even really doing the drugs, just kind of wiping her face in it. She's also shaking that ass.
Shaking that ass.
Yeah.
For what she lacks in skill,
mm-hmm.
she certainly makes up for in just pure energy and joie de vivre.
Raw enthusiasm. Yeah, she's great.
Well, she gets him on his back and she asks him, does he want to go to heaven?
Mm-hmm.
And he does. He does want to go to heaven.
So she murders him.
She pulls out some blades from her hair that were masquerading as hair sticks and stabs the shit out of him. Just stabs the shit out of him. To be fair, she is high, but it also seemed like part of the plan.
Right.
Jet Li runs to save him.
Even this, she seems to take joy in.
Yeah, she's still having a good time.
Yeah, still having a good time.
Jet Li runs in to save him. He, the one thing that Richard's men did not take off of him was he had a wristband of tiny needles around his wrist.
Right.
He pulls out one of those and sticks it in Mr. Big's neck, and it seems to calm his pain.
Mm-hmm. He also wrestles Asia to the floor and just puts one pin in her wrist, which seems to just hold her down.
Paralyze her, yes.
Yeah, paralyze her.
Megan, acupuncture is so powerful.
It's so powerful, Amber.
So powerful. Ancient Eastern magic with needles. I think this is how it works.
How could it not be?
All right, so Jet Li's going to salvage this. He's going to save the guy. We're going to send the sex worker to jail. And oh no, but Inspector Richard shows up and shoots the sex worker, shoots Mr. Big with Jet Li's gun.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. This would be bad because they've been surveilling the room, but Richard did tell them to turn the surveillance tapes off before he went and did this.
Right. And they almost turned all of them off.
Except for the one that captures the perfect angle on what Checky Cario just did.
Yep.
Oh dear. Well, okay.
Oh, dear.
Thankfully, all of this nonsense is leading up to this. Jet Li, he got to get out of there. He gets out of there. Richard starts shooting shit. Jet Li jumping off of balconies, climbing up of balconies, jumping off of balconies, climbing into places. All for what? So he can confuse them, get back up to the surveillance floor, get the tape. Gets the tape and destroys all the other tapes just in case it seems like it made him do something. Then, oh my gosh, more guys come. He's got to fight the guys. Winds up in the laundry room. Hides in a laundry chute. And then the laundry chute's on fire. And then there's a grenade, Megan.
Yes.
And then there's a laundry room fight in like the big laundry room, and he's using found objects to just beat the ever-loving shit out of people and being so smooth about it. Just not even really seeming to break a sweat as he takes out all of these guys. Winds up back in the lobby. Okay. Back in the clandestine lobby of clandestine things.
Obviously.
We're going to have to keep this quiet. It's not like we can just, I don't know, go after him. Oh, no, the pilot from the bar just pulled out 2 nickel-plated micro Uzis. And he's just shooting up the lobby.
Everything.
What?
We are no longer pretending this is quiet. We are...
But the note to the bar, and then the pilot bar to the bathroom, and then the bathroom to the... What? If you could just do... Oh, I see. So Checky Cario was just fucking with Jet Li.
He just had to be fucking with him.
Because this
is the only thing that makes sense.
This is not clandestine in the least.
No.
Your secret undercover pilot man is just shooting everybody with 2 micro Uzis.
Yeah. Nickel-plated, which apparently he had on his person.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Jet Li,
ridiculous.
Not having his gun, of course, kicks a pool ball into the air.
Yep.
And then kicks it into the forehead of the pilot with the micro Uzis and murders him.
Yeah. Yeah, leaves a big old dent.
It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. He escapes by, hanging onto the bottom of a car, goes back to his safe house. What's he going to do? And then the movie really takes off.
Yes.
But it's not really about anything anymore. He's been framed. He needs to kind of be unframed. And we're assuming Checky Cario was the contact that Mr. Big was going to meet?
Yes, I guess. And this exact thing was going to be my question for you, Amber. Was that, why did Checky Cario want this guy dead and not just arrested? I assume it's because Checky Cario had, dealings with him and he didn't want...
That would be my assumption.
Mr. Big to, rat him out.
That'd be my guess, right?
Yeah, that's all I got.
You could point the finger at the corrupt cop.
Right, especially if the Jet Li was supposed to take him back to China, and then Checky Cario wouldn't have any influence anymore, and then
exactly,
et cetera, et cetera. Okay,
right. So then we frame the guy who comes from China and say that he was the contact or some such nonsense. So that doesn't work out super well because once the ambassador shows up and Checky Cario's like, well,
so
your motherfucker came and he just went apeshit, and the ambassador's like, that's confusing because he's got no wife, no family. He's dedicated to his job. He's been decorated 18 billion times. He's literally perfect.
Yeah, he's perfect in every way. I mean, he's fucking Jet Li. Look at him. He didn't do shit. He's perfect in every way.
Yep. And Inspector Richard, his response to, you framed the wrong guy, dumbass. Now what? Well, sometimes the best are always the worst. It's really sad.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, not always. Are also the worst. It's really sad.
Yeah. I do enjoy this. Checky Cario, runs through kind of all the evidence, super duper quickly with these ambassadors, and just is, terribly just trying to railroad them. And it's if you just were on the surface, he presented a lot of, pretty good evidence that Jet Li had done the wrong thing.
Here's the gun, Chinese military issue. Yep, okay. It has his fingerprints on it. We've already tested it. Yep, and here's we don't have any tapes, but here are pictures of him entering the lobby doing this thing. We have, I don't know what, he went crazy. I mean, maybe you can shed some light on why this guy went crazy.
And they're like, yeah, he fucking didn't.
I mean, if he did, it's really confusing. Mm-hmm. After Jet Li escapes, and during the escape, Inspector Richard has thrown one of his own guys down a laundry chute.
Yes.
Tossed a grenade into the same laundry chute, only to have it tossed back out again and wind up in the sleeve of one of his other guys. Mm-hmm. Rather than helping that guy, he shoves him bodily into the laundry chute so that he explodes in a safer environment for Richard.
Right.
Also, he told somebody else to go down the laundry chute before he tossed the first guy down, and he said no. He just shot that guy in the head.
He just shot that guy. Yeah, you don't say no to Jackie Cario.
He's been shooting guns just willy-nilly all over the place, and when Jet Li escapes, the guy who comes down and tells him, "I'm so sorry, boss, he got the tape. I didn't actually manage to shut them all off." Jackie Cario just screams in a high-pitched voice, "Fuck!" and headbutts him.
Yeah. He's so yelly. Oh man, he's great.
So he's just unhinged.
That's the exact word I was going to use, Amber. He is unfucking hinged in this. Like, it's great. It's really fun to watch. Like, you know how I like my bad guys, interesting, and like sometimes it's fun for them to be like understated and creepy. Mm-hmm. But this one is just... he's over the top and he yells at everybody. He kills like every other person he works with. Like, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, no, he leads with fear and a little charisma, but it makes it extra funny for him to be in this scene with the diplomats and like his higher up who's like, "Ooh, we have our best man on it," and in waltzes Richard.
Right.
And then he's super, super calm and professional. Mm-hmm. Like, well, here's this. When, of course, the very first thing we see him do is beating some random guy and then letting his henchmen murder him.
Right.
And then we see this nonsense happen at the hotel. And like, well, I am very professional. Your guy went crazy. Right. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. And as you say that, Amber, I'm also thinking like, you're completely right. Like, he's got a couple different settings because he is also able to bring it to like these super duper creepy levels when he's talking to Bridget Fonda as well. And it's like, oh, wow, that is the fact that sometimes you are just yelling at everybody and sometimes you seem like you're a nice guy and just talking in this calm, like that makes it so much worse. So much worse.
It's so unhinged from the get-go. Like, yes. we're making our bad guys very bad. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just cesspool humans. Other than Jackie Cario, there's his henchman, and then there are two pimps, I think. Mm-hmm. There's the one who introduces Bridget Fonda and the joyous sex worker to Mr. Big. And he at one point forcibly injects Bridget Fonda with heroin and then drops her on the street and then calls all the women on that street fucking animals and also kills a lovely man later. And then the other one is just beating her. Mm-hmm. Just beating her.
Yep.
Everybody in this movie is basically designed to either be the person you root for or someone you're looking forward to dying.
Right. Yeah. They make it very clear who is the bad guys.
Indeed. Oh boy. Megan.
Yes, Amber.
What is a secret agent to do? Mm-hmm. When your target is dead?
Yeah.
And you're framed for his murder?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What do you do?
Do you go hang out with your uncle some more?
He's not really his uncle, though.
No, he's not really. He's like his handler.
He makes very nice shrimp chips.
He does make very nice shrimp chips. Blue ones, the pink ones.
He's got a lot of wisdom to offer.
Yeah. Bert Kwok plays Uncle Ty, as they call him.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's very nice. Yeah.
There's more clandestining.
Oh,
because there's just because it's a necklace, right? Jet Li has like a necklace.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I've forgotten about this part. Yes.
And when he breaks open the necklace, there's a thing that leads him to some lockers at like a transit station.
Right.
And then he opens the locker, and in the locker's a phone, but also another code to another locker.
Yep.
And that one's filled with guns and shit.
has like unlimited guns in it.
Which is unfortunate because there's like 2 cops leaning against it when it pops open.
Right.
That's terrible. It's terrible that like, okay, where you type in the code is not where the locker opens.
Right. Yeah.
So if you don't know which locker is going to open, you don't know whether or not to have not people standing near it when it opens. This is terrible clandestining. Yep.
Yeah, it really is. And to have like all the guns, like the guns, I even want to say were like on the door, like they were just like, they were so there. Like
it was
there
beautifully
wasn't even
displayed. There was nothing clandestine about that locker.
There should be like a piece of paper in front of them at least, or something.
They should be in a bag. Who put the guns in there in the first place? Who accomplished that quietly?
Yeah, they're displayed. They're like they're hung. They've got like they must have like little, nails and holders and things to be displayed.
They refurbished that locker for secret agent stashing.
Oh boy, they did a great job. Well, and then also think about it, like if you're gonna get those guns, like you can't just like you said, they should be in a bag so you could just grab them and go. Like you'd have to like take each one off its like little display holder and put it in a bag.
It should be a nondescript briefcase brimming with weapons. Why is it a fucking locker where they're just fucking out?
It's great. It's fantastic. And of course there's 2 police officers who are right there.
There should have been just like a magical tone that played when it opens. Like, here, secret agent, here are your guns.
Yep. Exactly.
Therefore killing secretly.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's the only thing that would have made it even more obvious.
It's too bad because he gets the phone, but he can't get his guns and I assume money and passports and shit. He does manage to very quickly and quietly take out the 2 Port Authority guys with the magic acupuncture needles. Like he gets needles in their neck, like gets them up, like leans them up against the lockers to make it seem like natural.
Right.
But 2 other cops unfortunately see him do that, so he still has to run.
Yeah.
See, it's almost unfortunate. Like it's shit. He didn't pull it off.
He didn't. He almost show me that then.
My question here: why not just have it be the phone?
Yeah, it's a very good. He didn't need guns.
And story-wise, I ask, why not just have it be the phone? What was the point? I guess that scene was just for funniness.
It was pretty great.
I mean, it was funny. It was just in terms of necessity. The ambassador contacts him using the phone.
That phone, yep. That's all he really needed. Yeah. Yeah. So then, Amber, we run into a problem of 2 little clandestine operations.
Oh, dag nabbit.
You hate to see
Megan.
it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have been complaining.
We have.
About the ridiculous clandestine machinations, but gosh darn it, Chen.
Yeah, the ambassador wants to meet with Jet Li, and he just meets him near a boat, and they go on the boat, and Jet Li even knows it. He knows it.
That's no good.
He looks on the boat and he looks around, and like we see like snipers and I don't know, a gazillion police officers watching him do this, but he knows he shouldn't do this, and he does it anyway. Ugh. I
mean, how you gonna ask somebody to meet you at a location and then have that be the location you meet? What?
Yeah.
There needs to be a 3rd or 4th location here. Otherwise, anyone can follow you there, and you will get shot in the back.
You won't know it. Yeah, exactly. Ugh.
He clandestinely hands him a ticket for the boat he asked him to meet him at. Where is your spycraft, sir?
Come on.
Where's your spycraft? Mm-hmm. They're sitting at a table in front of everybody on like a tourist boat.
And I do wonder, I think in some ways they didn't expect them just to murder. like you're on a tourist boat. You didn't expect them just to fucking murder everybody.
Just a straight murder. They shoot the Chinese official in the back.
Yes.
after Jet Li has secretly slid the tape proving his innocence to him. Again, I don't know why secretly doing that. If you think you're being watched, you're already fucked because there's a manhunt out for Jet Li.
Yes.
It doesn't matter because the whole point is to watch Jet Li have a fight with a bunch of cops on a boat.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's great.
It's great. And then all of a sudden there's more like pouring in from like helicopters and the roof. Yeah, they come from the sky.
They jump off a bridge?
Yeah, with like masks on, but still they're police officers' uniforms.
Ski masks and wielding knives.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
What is happening in Paris?
Yeah.
Why are they masked and why are they using knives?
Mm-hmm. It's a really good question, Amber. I wish I could tell you, except that it's fun to watch.
It's very fun to watch, and I don't. From a practical safety standpoint, it is much harder to knife an innocent bystander than it is to shoot one.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't been too concerned about that leading up to this knife fight because all the other cops are not wearing masks and are using guns indiscriminately.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Jet Li doesn't have a gun, though. Jet Li has found objects, like a scooter. He just punches the shit out of a bunch of people with scooters.
The scooter, yeah. Yep.
And then owns the guys with knives. Come on, don't come up with that shit.
Yeah.
Jumps onto a bridge, runs into a tunnel, winds up in a car tunnel. Just, it's like this desperate run through Paris. Mm-hmm. From boats to bridges to tunnels to it's great. And he's gotten hit. He's gotten knifed in the arm. He's dirty. He's bleeding. He's desperate. He winds up in the tube.
Yeah.
Like in the subway tunnel, gets up to like the platform, gets onto the. It's like I feel out of breath. Like I don't think I've ever seen. Like I feel exhausted. I feel hunted in that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a guy who is in this subway station with him who like who picks up his hand to look at his watch, but it really does look for a moment like he's going to punch Jet Li. But he's just a regular guy. But he almost got murdered by Jet Li because he was checking his time.
He almost dies.
Amber said you could check your watch in hell. Come at Jet Li like that.
Picked the wrong time to check the time. I'm just saying, Jet Li has had a day.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody around him is trying to kill him pretty much everywhere he goes. Hotels, boats, nowhere is safe.
Nowhere.
And also he lost the tape that he needed to prove his innocence.
Yeah, that was too bad.
Megan, why are you even still watching this movie at this point? He's fucked.
He's fucked, Amber.
He's Jet Li, but he has an entire city of very corrupt cops with knives and guns all coming after him. It's not safe out there. So he goes back to his safe house. Megan, what's happening with Bridget Fonda? What happened to her after she threw up in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Her friend got shot by Checky Cario after having sex with and then murdering Mr. Big.
Right.
It seems like, based on her conversation with Inspector Richard, that she was supposed to help with that murder.
Mm-hmm.
And that in helping with that murder, she would get her daughter back.
Correct. So Jackie Cario has her daughter in an orphanage and holds that over her so that she will do sex work for him. And we get in this really, like we said about him like bringing it down so low, like his yelling goes to like almost sweetness, but it's just like creepy, where he essentially tells us her backstory to her while he's being creepy at her.
Just little seeds. She's like, I'm so sorry. I was going to help, but then I felt sick to my stomach and I went in, but I was going to do it, Richard. I was going to do it. Oh, it must have been very scary for you, mustn't it? It was, but I was going to go through with it. And you said if I did, I could have my daughter back. Oh, did I say that? Oh, it must have been so scary for a farmer's daughter from North Dakota to hear all that shooting and shouting.
Mm-hmm.
But did I say I would give you your daughter back? No, you did. You did. What's he doing over there, Richard? Well, I don't know. What's he doing over there? I don't know. What's he doing? Well, why don't you ask him? What are you doing? Preparing a fix. well, I think he's preparing a fix. Why is he doing that? I don't want that. I quit. I don't do that anymore, Richard. I don't want that. Oh, you don't want that? I promise I would never betray you. You honestly think that I would let you go? You dumb whore. You will definitely betray me. No, Richard, I won't. No, Richard, I won't.
That's the most disturbing part. He's like up against her face, like his face to her face, and he's mocking her. He's mocking the words that she's saying.
It starts out so calm, and then
so disturbing.
He's pressed face to face while she's literally screaming not to be forcibly injected with heroin, and he just mocks her.
And forcibly injects her with heroin and puts her back out of the fucking street. It's upsetting.
While she's on the nod, like she gets tossed into like dirty street water. She's filthy. And another sex worker just is the one to toss her, I believe. She headbutts that woman in the nose and breaks it, and it's funny. But then she gets slapped down by Lupo.
Yeah, Lupo.
The underpimp.
Yes.
It's not good. But Megan, she goes to stand in front of a window, and it looks so familiar. Oh my God, it's the window of the shop that Jet Li's in.
What? It all comes back around. Who knew?
What are the odds?
Yeah, so Bridget Fonda meets Jet Li. They start a little bit of a conversation. And at some point, Lupo comes in and essentially yells at Bridget Fonda for spending her time with Jet Li. At this point, she's like helped him sew his arm up, and Lupo hits her. And do you have Jet Li's exact words?
I remember them close. I've seen this movie many times.
Yeah.
Like he's already seen her be hit a couple of times. He doesn't like it, but he doesn't interfere because he's very good at his job. And he
doesn't want to be seen.
He doesn't want to be seen. He needs to keep it quiet. He let her use the bathroom at one point right after her heroin trip, and she fell asleep, and he has to slap her. He's like, I'm so sorry for hitting you, but it was the only way to wake you up. She's like, I'm used to it. He gets sad. After he gets sliced open, he sees her again. She's back out in front of the window. She offers to sew him up.
Yep.
So he's bonded with her a little bit, but he's also stayed out of the business. Like he's watched some shit happen. He knows it's hard. He can't get involved. But Lupo is just smacking her down in front of him. He gives him like 500 francs extortionally,
right?
Because her time is valuable and his time is valuable and whatever. But he hits her again, and gently you can see him struggling. He's like,
"Yes,
I shouldn't do this. I'm so sorry. I hate to interfere with your business. But I'd really appreciate it if you didn't do that again."
It's just the final. And let's bring this back for a moment to the critics. That is fantastic. That line read is fantastic. It's
so good.
It's him trying to get his own killer emotions under control. And it's well done.
Mm-hmm. And fight the urge he's having that he's almost confused by to defend this woman who has herself said, I get hit all the time. This is my life. Yeah. And who, like, his uncle, his contact is kind of like, these women, they say they're going to use the bathroom and then they shoot up and they're already kind of being dehumanized to him, and he needs to keep it on the down low. He's already super fucked. He's got to stay super quiet. But, so there's like, God, I shouldn't. But please, stop fucking hitting her.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the last few, like, don't do that again is like the rest of it, I feel like is kind of like soft Comic Sans. And then suddenly it's just like bold Gothic at the end.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's well delivered. And then, Megan.
Oh, Amber.
He goes to hit her again.
Yeah. Does his hand reach her face, Amber? Ever again?
It does not, Megan. He gets jerked back by the collar like a child. Goes like back first into the table where Jet Li was sitting, and then just gets slapped by Jet Li. And more guys come in. He takes out the guys, but every time Lupo tries to get up, Jet Li turns around and open hand slaps him again.
Yeah. That's all I wanted. I was like, I hope he only slaps him. And my God, he only slaps him.
He punches and kicks everybody else, but he open hand slaps Lupo unconscious.
Yes, he does. He absolutely does.
It unfortunately starts a big brawl.
Yeah.
A very large man comes in, wearing a big heavy jacket. As he walks in, swaggers in to this shop, he removes the jacket and his shirts. Bare-chested. Now, if I looked like this man, I would do precisely that all the time. I would constantly be showing off my torso, and I would always wear clothes such that I could reveal it thusly.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
The reveal is important if you've put that much work into your torso.
Yeah. He's a big dude. He's like a good, like, foot and a half taller than Jet Li. Like,
And just, oh yeah. Yep.
Like a 14 pack? I don't know.
I think at least.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It's Jet Li.
Yeah.
My favorite part, possibly my favorite part of watching this movie with you, was the next moment where the upper pimp,
right,
the one who introduced the women to Mr. Big, shows up.
Yes.
While all this hullabaloo is going down, pulls an automatic rifle out of his car, opens fire on the storefront, killing Jet Li's not uncle. Very sadly, and just razing the place. Like, it's just flowers everywhere, stuff you can't see inside, chopsticks go flying. Bridget Fonda and Jet Li are just hunched on the floor, and then this dum-dum walks into the smoke, can't see anything, thinks he's got him, and you just see a fist with 2 chopsticks sticking out of it. And Megan says, "Oh God, he's gonna kill him with chopsticks. Oh God, Amber, this is great. Fuck that guy."
Yep.
Does he get killed with chopsticks, Megan?
Oh, immediately. This guy has essentially, just walks into the smoke and then has 2 chopsticks stuffed into his brain. So
he does.
Through the neck. Yeah.
Right up in there. And you were laughing maniacally the entire time.
Yeah. It's great.
Megan, shit's gone to just all to hell.
Oh, it's all gone to hell. But it's certainly after this that Jet Li and Bridget Fonda realize their connection, and that she was there the night of the murder, and that Jet Li is like, "Oh, then you can save me. You can, clear my name." And she says she won't do it unless she gets her daughter back first, because she is sure that Jackie Carrier would kill her daughter out of spite. And he would. He 100% would, because he's fucking just unhinged.
Oh, he's the worst. He's the very, 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 very worst. And we get Bridget Fonda's backstory, I think, while she's sewing Jet Li up. There's a fun moment where it's like, "Oh, hey, likable sex worker, give me your backstory." I think it was, why do you do this kind of work? I think was the very tactfully asked question. And we're told, well, she's from a rural town, which we already knew, in North Dakota. She's a farmer's daughter. Thank you, Jackie Carrier. But she had a kid, and single moms in rural towns, you know how it goes. And then, she just met a nice French guy, and he just talked so good about like books and wine and that accent. And then here I am. I'm like, wait a fucking minute. I'm sorry. You met a French guy, and were you in North Dakota when you met him with your daughter? And then he wooed you, and so then you followed him to France, where he got you hooked on heroin, took your daughter, and turned you out as a sex worker. You can't yada 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 that shit.
Takes a
gigantic
leap, and
This, the typical like meet cute, like he treated me nicely when everyone in town was mean to me because I had a kid out of wedlock, and then now I'm a whore who was addicted to heroin. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and I suppose we can kind of put together the backstory, but Jet Li has no context for any of this shit. Like, what?
That explained nothing to him. Nothing. I mean, I guess. Well, what does explain it is I was tricked by a guy who was charming, who got me hooked on heroin and took my daughter, and now I have to do this because he holds her over my head. But going so far back as North Dakota, and it was such an interesting, like, oh, this is what happens when a man tries to write female character and also make her a sex worker, but with a heart of gold.
But with a heart of gold, Amber.
Because her character is really, every time she interacts with Jet Li, she's not actually beaten down. She's actually very self-possessed. She's like loquacious. She's just kind of like talking and has an opinion and is forceful and won't take no for an answer and like eats his food and takes the shrimp chips. And it's like her character and her personality have not been beaten down. Every time she's with Richard, she's an abused personality. When she's outside of that, she's suddenly not. It's this weird... They're trying clearly to make her very likable and personable, but also give her this tragic needs to be saved broken backstory, and it does not work.
No, they just kind of shoehorn that in and just in random places, and yeah.
I'm a great mom and a great person. I can sew you up. I grew up on a farm. I'm salt of the earth American, and also, some random psychopath brought me here, got me hooked on heroin, and turned me out.
Yeah.
And I was going to help with a murder.
And it was, but I couldn't do it.
She couldn't go through with it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I went there knowing I was going to have sex with and then kill a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, these spots we get into when we have children out of wedlock, Megan.
Yeah.
So it's the next thing you know, you're in Paris.
The next thing you know, you're in Paris.
Wearing 6-inch heels and...
Yeah.
Sewing up Chinese secret agents.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that.
Yeah. No, it's great.
It's I love it because it's fucking ridiculous and it's so clunky and awful and it's just so blatantly sexist and stupid and Luc Besson.
Mm-hmm.
I would be so surprised if this is Jet Li's piece.
Yeah, for sure not.
Really? All the women are sex workers and this is her backstory? Okay. And then even when Jet Li's asking for help, he's like, oh, you can help clear my name. Great, you were there. You know everything that happened. I'm going to take you to my consulate. She's like, no, you don't understand. If you try to take him out, then another one will replace him, and it'll just be another bastard, and we'll just hope he's not a bigger bastard than this one. Like, you don't understand. Like, my life is hell, Richard is the devil, and he has my daughter. It's a line she delivers from a hospital bed, but things have... It's... Her character is... terribly written, and I think she does the best job she can with what she's been given.
Yes, for sure.
But it is some sexist bullshit.
It is a lot of sexist bullshit. And the fact, again, that I believe we have 2 women and a little girl in this movie as our... yeah. And
then the other sex workers who line the street.
Yes. Yep. True. So, yeah.
Yeah. She does... have a surprising moment, too, when the plan becomes...
Yeah, this plan, Amber, is...
She goes back to Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Tells him this story about Jet Li taking her hostage and falling asleep at a Chinese restaurant. She's like, I can show you where it is. And he's being so nice.
He's being so calm, Amber.
So calm and nice. It's at his creepiest. Oh, that must have been very scary for you. Oh, and he takes out a little box and it looks just like the box that the heroine was in. She's scared. She's like, I don't want that. But it's just a cotton ball.
He's going to help clean her face.
Yeah,
with a dry cotton ball.
That's not really helpful.
No.
Yeah.
He also at some point is spitting his tortoise.
Yes, he has a tortoise. It's on its side and he's spinning it.
Yep.
While he's on the phone.
Mm-hmm. A tortoise
even
that lives
supervillains pet their cats, but like he just spins a tortoise that lives in his fucking desk drawer.
Yeah, one of the more disturbing things he does.
Apparently, the plan here was I thought the first time when I was watching this, like Jet Li's going to come and save her, or he's going to come in and help her with something. But no, the plan was for her to face down this psychopath.
Yep.
Hope he leaves her alone there while going to the Chinese restaurant where Jet Li is not.
Yep.
So that Bridget Fonda can rummage through his desk, find the tape, which he, for some reason, hasn't destroyed.
Yeah.
And
How
give
is
it
that possible? Yeah.
to Jet Li.
Yep. Yeah, that seems like a... Nope. Yep. But that's the plan.
Very brave of her.
Very brave of her. She keeps her cool.
Because I don't understand why he hasn't killed her yet.
No, it would seem that... I mean, I guess maybe if Jet Li's not there, then he can come back and, make her tell him something else.
I guess, but I mean, like, up until this point, why hasn't he killed her? She's told us herself that some of the women do like 25 a day, and she's lucky if she does 5 in a week. It's not like she's his best earner.
No. Yeah.
One would presume he just enjoys torturing her specifically with life. He thinks that letting her be alive is the meanest thing he can do.
Yeah, it has that flavor to it for sure.
Dark.
Yeah, very much so.
Well,
Richard handcuffs Bridget Fonda to the radiator, at which point Bridget Fonda offers offers favors to the guy watching her if he gets her a sandwich. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, let's do this, and starts unbuckling his belt. And she's like, I'm not an idiot. Sandwich first.
Sandwich first. Always sandwich first.
Always sandwich first. Come on.
Mm-hmm. And then Jet Li tries to pull some pants off first after she brings the tape out. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, all right, let's take this to my consulate, and then I'll get your daughter. Like, whoa. Sandwich first. We get my daughter.
Get my daughter first.
She's not at the orphanage anymore, though.
No. Jackie Cario has gone ahead and grabbed her.
Yeah.
Because he's a monster.
He is. That's where Bridget Fonda gets shot, and she winds up in the hospital, and she's all sad, and Jet Li let her down, and he's not feeling good about himself either. He gives the tape to his consulate anyway, so it's not even like he can bargain with Jackie Cario for the tape. So you're wondering why he calls him at this scene here, where he calls Jackie Cario. Jackie Cario's like, well, I'm looking at her daughter right now. She's too young to put out on a street. Or is she?
Oh, yeah, that's upsetting.
Oh, boy. Jet Li's like, well, I already gave the tape away. Can't bargain with you for that. But hey, can you come to the window for a second? Jackie Cario comes to the window.
He does for some reason.
You see Jet Li on the street look up, find the window, and then say, now I know where you are. I'm coming. And he throws away the phone and starts walking towards the police station.
It's a power move for sure. And then the entire police station knows he's coming.
He announces his presence, calls his shot on Richard's window, and then just walks up to the police station. And this is the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, fights through like the lobby of the police station. Fights. Then he goes to this room. What happens in the best scene in the movie, Amber?
Well, I mean, the entire end scene, like this police station siege by a single man is amazing.
Yes.
But yeah, as he runs off into a side room, he finds himself in, I don't know if you know this, but every police station has a dojo in which people train in martial arts. So it's just so unlucky that, of course, that door would lead to the dojo, and that, oh man, it would be the black belt class.
Yes.
So there's like, I don't know, 24 black belted, baton wielding French police officers in that room.
Who immediately know it's time to take down Jet Li for reasons.
I mean, they don't know him, so they should probably beat him to death.
Yeah, most likely.
And the instructor himself tells them, fight!
Yes.
Oh, Jet Li takes them all out. It's amazing. There's the final shot is him with batons being beaten at by 3 separate guys with batons. Is like, click, 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 click. It's amazing. It's so fast. It's so good.
This is one of the better, maybe the best done scene in the entire movie, because like the folks don't just come at Jet Li one by one. They come at him 3 at a time. They, he handles a whole bunch of people coming at him at a time, and it feels believable. It's so smooth, and he's just that fast. It truly seems, it's so good. Yeah, works his way up the station. Fisticuffs. At one point, like a security door, he's like got to the top floor and he hits the button for the security door, but it's moving too slowly, so he just kicks it so it swings down. He's not fucking around, not even with a building. Yeah. His second to final battle, Amber, is the twins.
The twins in the cubicles. It's the cubicle battle.
Yeah. Which, this is one of the few shots that were actually done with wires, and the reason that some of it was done with wires was because the actors were doing things too quickly, and they had to slow them down so that the camera could catch what they were doing.
Yes. I mean, Jet Li at speed is very, very fast. And so there were actually multiple scenes in the movie where they had to slow the fights down because the camera couldn't catch the action. This scene in particular with Cyril Raffaelli, he's also very, very fast and very, very talented. And so they very specifically had to be like, we can't follow the action. You guys need to move slower. And then the one scene with the wire, essentially, he's very kicky. And Jet Li, at one point, grabs one of his kicky legs and flips him up into the air. Mm-hmm. Cyril then spins around 3/4 to come back at him with both legs and kick him in the chest.
Yep.
Now, he can do this.
Yes, he can do this thing.
Without a wire. Mm-hmm. But the camera couldn't capture it.
Yeah, wow.
So they had to put him in a wire to slow it down enough so we could see it. Mm-hmm. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good.
It's a good scene that ends in both of their deaths.
Right.
Again, Jet Li is mad. Mm-hmm. Final showdown, Megan.
Yes.
Checky Cario. Gun to the little girl's head.
Yeah.
Jet Li, tired. Definitely still standing. No weapon.
Mm-hmm. Or does he have a weapon, Amber?
He still has his acupuncture needles.
Yes, he does.
Checky Cario swings the gun around to shoot him. Jet Li ducks, takes it in the shoulder, pulls out one of his needles with his mouth.
With his mouth, yes.
Ducks behind Checky Cario, inserts it into the base of his head.
At the exact right spot that is called the Kiss of the Dragon, Amber.
That's the name of the movie!
Hey! Wow!
It's a very forbidden spot, Megan.
Yeah, it is. Because, well, Amber, the thing about this is that this needle makes it so that all the blood in your body goes to your head, but it just can't come back down again. And so, actually, the first thing it does is paralyze you because he can't move.
Of course. Yeah, 100%
of course can't move.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, no.
And then Jet Li describes exactly what's going to happen, which is all the blood's going to be in his head. It can't leave. He's going to start bleeding through the nose, the mouth, the eyes, the ears, and
he does it. It's so like explaining science to somebody in a way that like we're both intrigued by this, right? I put a needle in so all the blood, it goes up to your head, but doesn't come back down. So it's going to come out your ears and nose and even your eyes is kind of how he says it. And then you'll die very painfully.
Very painfully. Yep. And he does.
Ooh, it's not pretty. Mm-hmm. It's sort of seizing and frothing and bleeding.
And I think by this time, Jet Li's also sent the little girl out of the room. He's like, go ahead and go away now, because this is pleasant.
Then he only stays long enough to explain it, walks out, and Checky Cario has his death scene alone.
Yeah, by himself.
Yeah. And it's a happy ending. Bridget Fonda wakes up. She's got her daughter. She's got Jet Li. They're all happy. And Jet Li kind of looks off into the distance, and his face kind of does this, like, he's satisfied and happy. And then it sort of goes back to neutral, which I feel like is super realistic because what the fuck now?
Right, because they did this stuff, but what now?
What now? Because, I mean, I guess his name is cleared, but...
It's got to be a lot of paperwork involved in this, Amber. So
many bodies dropped, and he's probably not as decorated as he used to be, and he kind of cares about these two people, and he can't do his job and care about people. It's just, it is interesting how long the camera lingers on his face, and that it does, like, do this kind of contemplative transformation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, Amber, what would you rate this movie on the rock scale? Regrettable, outstanding, crazeables, or K?
This is an outstanding for me. I know it's not actually an outstanding movie, but it just, I love it. I love it so much. And the bad things it does just aren't bad enough for me to throw out the parts that I love. Like, it's great, especially for an American movie, especially in the early 2000s. Great action scenes, decent choreography. Jet Li's amazing. They found some great stunt players and Cyril Raffaelli to come against him. I loved the affectation of the acupuncture needles mixed in with the martial arts. I loved the secret agent swagger of Jet Li's character. And yeah, Checky Carrie was over the top, but I thought
in a delightful way. Yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think that Jet Li's expression on his face at the end of the movie is him contemplating how he's going to find this customs agent and put an end to him too?
You're bumming me out right now with your nonsense.
Mm-hmm. I also found this one outstanding. Outstanding with like regrettable moments for sure. Yeah.
Yep, that's actually exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. And it's too bad.
Yep, because it's not, I mean, there's definitely, the plot is crazeballs.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And the action, the entire conceit of the movie is crazeballs, but I really like it, so it kind of pushes into outstanding category, but it has some definite missteps that are definitely regrettable.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much all surrounding women and how they're treated.
Pretty much, yes. Megan.
Amber.
Do you have an Abby story?
I do. I saw Abby and Maddie kind of just briefly at one point, and we were essentially having to take like just this little walk along kind of parking lot grass between kind of a busier road and a parking lot, and so but it was very cute because Abby was holding Maddie's hand the entire time. And she would sometimes, it was really hot that day. Her hand would get a little like sweaty. And so she would switch hands to Maddie's other hand and then switch back. And it was just adorable because Abby was keeping her sister safe from going into the street or into the parking lot. Aww. And it was adorable.
And also managing sweaty hand.
Uh-huh.
Well done.
Yeah.
I saw a baby playing on some train tracks today.
Oh, God. Why did you see? What?
Maybe you made me think of that just now with your adorable Abby and Maddie story.
Yeah, oh no.
That was Mom's response.
Uh-huh.
I just laughed.
I assume there were some adult people near the baby?
There was an adult.
Right.
There was an adult. There was some train tracks in town. Mm-hmm. And we take the back way into the store, which goes by the little train station. It's not like they're busy train tracks, but they are.
Sure.
They are working train tracks. Yeah. And there was just a baby playing in them.
Why would you? I don't understand.
It was really funny to me.
Wow.
Because there was an adult, and so it's not like they were unsupervised. A train was not coming, nor was one going to anytime soon. And if it was, the adult would have known. You're also not, like, the baby's so young that it's not like you're habituating them to the safety and fun of train tracks. So it's
yeah.
But doesn't it, there's just there's a
very
visceral
bad
response to seeing a child under the age of 2 playing on train tracks.
Yeah, that seems very bad.
Was quite literally sitting on the train tracks and sort of like patting one of the rails.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious.
Oh. Uh-huh. Amber, do you have a recommendation?
I do. I'm going to do 2 because I think I've recommended them both before, but I can't remember because we didn't update the database and they're pertinent right now. So I guess I'll just double down. So 1, Saving Grace. Lovely movie.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the show is also great, and I don't know if I recommended that either. I will eventually if I haven't. But the movie, Saving Grace, starring Brenda Blethyn and Checky Carrio, and also Craig Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
It's an adorable British widow grows weed to pay off her deadbeat husband's debts.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarity ensues.
Excellent.
Checky Carrio plays... I mean, he's got some menace, but also it's like an unexpected twist at the end. It's hilarious.
Excellent.
It's a sweet, funny, delightful movie. I've watched it with Mom. Have we watched it together?
I have not.
We need to watch this together. And then I guess District B13, which I'm pretty sure...
Yes.
Don't know if I've mentioned Saving Grace. Pretty sure I've mentioned B13 because I remember we watched it and I may have talked about it then.
Still worth mentioning.
Because, Cyril Rafai is in that. He's one of the co-stars and he does his jumpy, kicky flippies and his parkour.
Parkour, indeed.
It's a good showcase for his abilities.
Yeah.
Megan, do you have a recommendation?
I do. I'm going to recommend Don't Starve.
I thought you were going to recommend don't putting your babies on the train tracks for a second there. But yes, sorry.
I also recommend that. I'll also do a two-part recommendation. Amber, A, don't put your children on the train tracks.
It's very funny, though.
And B, the video game that named Don't Starve, which is like it's very like a very stylized, kind of like got a oh gosh, what's his name? Tim Burton-y 1800s feel to it. And you're kind of put alone in this wilderness and you have to like, you know, find a rock and some reeds to make an axe so you can chop down a tree, so you can get some wood, so you can build a fire, so you can cook some stuff over the fire so you can eat, and so that you can build a tent. And yeah, anyway, so it's kind of like a survival game where they don't give you much instructions, which is kind of interesting. You just kind of have to figure out what makes what and how to survive. And yeah, it's a fun game.
That sounds like fun. It's like Fallout meets Little Alchemy.
Yes, yeah.
Can I set things on fire?
Yes. In fact, there are different characters you kind of can earn, and one of them automatically sets fires when she gets nervous.
Why on earth am I not playing this right now?
I don't really know.
She automatically sets fires when she gets nervous?
Yes.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Familiar.
Sometimes you need to set fires so that you can make charcoal, so you can make a cooker or something. But apparently she does it just when she's nervous, which could be bad if you're trying to like cultivate things or, you know, etc.
Well, Megan, this is a very long one.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
So we should probably just end it right here. Megan, this has been delightful. Have a good weekend this year, and I look forward to our next movie.
Thank you. And as I always say, Rock is a great master of life, Amber.
Rock is a great master of life?
Yeah, I had to look that up right quick because I forgot to do it. And
what does that mean? Rocks aren't alive.
It's a great master of life, Amber.
But rocks aren't alive. Rocks are minerals. They're so they're not part of life. Are they suggesting that because you can take a rock to bash someone's face in, that's how you master life through death? Or am I mastering life with murder?
I wonder if they mean the music. Do you think they mean the music?
I certainly hope not, because rock is not a master of life. It's such a generic term for something. Anything can be rock. And there's a lot of shitty rock that I would in no way say, oh, this is the master of life. Oh, this is the perfect poetry. Oh, this really moves my soul and speaks to my... Fuck that shit. And I'm pretty sure anyone who would say that is not thinking of the right music in the first place. Don't you me like you've just dropped some grave wisdom on me. This is nonsense every time.
Always. Bye, Amber.
Bye, Megan.